Hi guys, welcome back. We're back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a very simple yet powerful entry model that can take your trading to the next level. All right, so as you can see, guys, I'm currently in a trade. This is GBP AUD, the pound, and the Australian dollar. And as you can see, we are currently floating, I think, approximately 80 to 90 pips. Yes, 85 pips. So this is a trade that I took today with my VIP team, but I also sent this out in our free Telegram channel as a free signal. If you're not part of that, do find the link in the description below. All right. So as you can see, I also sent this to my VIP and I also shared it with you guys in the public channel. So this is basically my bias on this. As you can see, price was around this area, very close to the high of the day. And as you can see, something that's very clear for us to see is a nice M formation. Now I'm going to be taking you guys through the charts and explain why I chose that specific, area to sell from there. All right, so as you can see, we entered our trades. We had our stops just above, few pips above the high of the day. All right, so as you can see, this current trade right now is running over 85 pips. But before we go there, I want to show you the entry model and how you can use this entry model to either trade reversals or continuation patterns. All right, so very simple. What we want to identify is a point where there is momentum in the market or points of imbalance, right? So to keep it simple, if we're going to be looking for a reversal pattern, we would want to see something like this: rally, base, drop. Now, once you have identified such, right, this is your sell zone, right? Remember, this is the base area. This is your sell zone. So what you want to see is you want to see imbalance at this area, right? When I mean imbalance, that's where you see great momentum in the market, right? But one thing I know, and I've been teaching you guys, is price will have to come back to that supply area, right? And another thing you should keep an eye on is the same supply area or the zone responsible for the break of structure to the downside is very important, right? And those are the zones that we look for to actually stalk and wait for entries. But one thing I want you to actually look for when you're trading is you need to see price get back to the order block slowly. All right, so you want to see something like this. Price will take its time, validating the trend line traders, of course. Take its time, take its time. Once price gets into the sell zone, right, this is when you can sell. And this type of entry model, this is when you can increase, your risk a little, right? I would never say go full margin because, that's not a good practice, as you just end up burning your account. But I like these setups because we can identify compression to the upside. We call this compression, right? We can identify compression to the upside. Once we identify this, you should know that price will actually come and hit this area where this compression started. Now, this can be used whether you're looking for a buy or a sell. You can apply the same, right? So if we're going to look for a continuation pattern, this is when you'll find something like this. I don't have much space here. Please bear with me, guys. So something like this. If it's a downtrend, we've got a drop, base, drop, right? So this becomes our sell zone, right? And we want to see the same thing. We want to see price moving back slowly to that area and then moving away from that, right? So it's very important to actually be selective and wait for price to take its time back to to the sell zone or buy zone, right? Because most of the times what you will see is you have a rally base drop and you don't really see the compression. All you see is a fast move in price. Such entries, right, although they might work out sometimes, but the probability on those setups will not work in the long run, right? Because if you see price moving to that area, right, with speed or with high momentum, there's high chances of this area being broken and the market, breaks structure to the upside and continues going up. All right, so going back to the charts, as you all know, which I trade BTMM, but I've also simplified it with just clean price action, right? So I'm going to take you to that right now. As you can see, if we look at this from the daily time frame, I always like understanding what's happening, right, from the daily time frame. So nothing much. What I can identify though is the market has been giving us lower highs, right? Market has been giving us lower highs, so we are in a defined downtrend, right? So as I zoomed in, going to the H4 time frame, right, this is what I saw. As the price was giving us lower highs, as you can see, lower high, another lower high, right? I got interested in this zone right here, right? Because this was the most recent, right? Where I also identified some imbalance, right? As you can see how price moved away from that. Now, what makes this zone important is it broke structure, as you can see. So we had a break of structure right there. So this is what I waited for. I waited for price to get back to that area slowly, as you can see what the dealer was doing here. Slow movement back to this order block, right? Now, for someone, they would say, but why did I mark this area and not this one? As you can see, what has happened right here, this area has already been mitigated by this wick right here. So this is basically a drop, base, drop. So this area then becomes our area of interest, right? And as you can see, that's exactly where price went to uh, when I identified the second leg. So it was run about somewhere here, right? So we entered our trades here. We had our stops just above, right? Actually, our stop was above this area, but when I saw this happen, because we had news on the pound, right? This move right here, as you can see with the wick, was because of news, right? So when price then closed below, I then moved the stop just here, right, to minimize my risk, because I always want to make sure that I don't expose my account to a lot of risk. So as you can see, this has moved very perfect. For those in the free Telegram channel, I hope you guys made money. I ran a poll, and it seemed like a lot of you guys missed out. You guys were not able to take this trade, right? So now if we move to the BTMM side of things, very simple, right? Very, very simple. As you can see, we had an M formation above the 800 EMA, right? The 800 EMA is this purple color here, or dark blue, right? That's the 800 EMA. But remember, we're in the M30 time frame, right? If we go to the M15, we can also identify the 800 EMA. So we just had an extended stop hunt above that area, giving us a nameable pattern. So that is where we entered our trade. So as you can see, we are almost about to hit TP, right? So TP, we're looking at 120 pips. So far, we are moving at 92 pips. I've already taken some partials on this. So I'll just wait for it to push down. But why do I have so much confidence that it will reach this area? That's because of the compression that we had as price went back to this order block or supply area. All right, guys. And I also took a trade on GBP JPY, but I took partials on that, as you can see. Not really much on the lots. All right. So also in that trade, that also went well. This one very simple. Yesterday, what we can identify is we had a peak formation. Right, peak formation up there, and we also identified a 1350 crossover, which confirms the lock of this peak. And we also identified a 50 and 200 crossover. And today we had a nice trap above the 200 EMA, and we are about to hit TP. All right, guys, I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you want to be part of our VIP channel or VIP Signal channel, do reach out to me through the links in the description below.